Corporate greed, the slow death of America. In the 21st century, few forces have reshaped the American landscape more destructively than unchecked corporate greed. What once was a nation built on innovation, hard work, and upward mobility has slowly decayed into a plutocracy where profit trumps people. And the bottom line is more important than the backbone of society. From crumbling infrastructure and unaffordable healthcare to stagnant wages and mass layoffs, corporate greed is at the heart of America's decline. The rise of corporate power. Corporate America wasn't always the behemoth it is today. After World War II, companies operated with a degree of social responsibility, paying fair wages, offering pensions, and contributing to their communities. But beginning in the 1980s, a shift occurred. Deregulation, the weakening of labor unions, and the rise of shareholder primacy turned corporations into machines solely focused on profit maximization. This era marked the ascension of the CEO billionaire class. With little oversight and fewer consequences, corporations began hoarding wealth at the top while gutting the middle and working classes. The result, a staggering wealth gap and a working population increasingly treated as disposable. Wage stagnation versus CEO pay explosion. Since the 1970s, American workers' productivity has soared, but wages have remained flat. Meanwhile, CEO pay has skyrocketed. Some executives now make in a day what their employees earn in a year. While workers struggle to afford rent, healthcare, and groceries, corporate boards approve stock buybacks and multi-million-dollar bonuses. The logic is simple and cruel. Why invest in people when you can extract more profits by cutting corners, outsourcing jobs, and automating workforces? Corporate lobbying and political corruption. Corporate greed doesn't stop at the boardroom. It infects Washington. Big business pours billions into lobbying and campaign donations, effectively buying legislation and deregulation that benefits them. From tax loopholes for the ultra-rich to subsidies for fossil fuel giants, corporations write the rules they play by. Meanwhile, the average American gets left behind. Wages stay low, union protections are gutted, and essential services like education, healthcare, and public transit are underfunded, all while corporations stash profits offshore and avoid paying their fair share of taxes. Healthcare, profits over patients. No industry exemplifies corporate greed more than American healthcare. The U.S. spends more per capita on healthcare than any other developed nation, yet millions remain uninsured or underinsured. Pharmaceutical companies inflate drug prices with impunity, charging thousands of dollars for life-saving medications that cost pennies to produce. Why? Because in America, healthcare is not a right, it's a business. Hospitals are run like corporations, insurance companies deny claims for profit, and the sick are seen as revenue streams. The death of the American dream. Corporate greed has suffocated the American dream. Home ownership is out of reach for many. Student loan debt is crushing an entire generation. Rent prices skyrocket while real wages fall. Gig work replaces stable jobs, and pensions are extinct. Once a symbol of hope and opportunity, America is now a cautionary tale. A country where billionaires fly to space while school teachers buy supplies out of pocket, where banks get bailed out and citizens get evicted, where Wall Street wins and Main Street dies. Environmental destruction for profit. Climate change, perhaps the greatest threat of our time, is also driven by corporate greed. Oil companies lied about fossil fuels for decades while reaping record profits. Industrial agriculture pollutes water and depletes soil. Plastic manufacturers push mass production despite environmental warnings. These corporations sacrifice the planet's future to pad quarterly earnings, leaving the public to face floods, droughts, fires, and food shortages. Mass layoffs, mergers, and monopoly. In the name of efficiency, corporate America regularly conducts mass layoffs, often right after recording record profits. Mergers and acquisitions reduce competition, leading to monopolies that dominate markets and raise prices. Small businesses can't compete, communities lose local employers, and workers are left with fewer choices. Monopoly capitalism has made it nearly impossible for average Americans to escape poverty or build generational wealth. The system is rigged. A call for accountability. The death of America by corporate greed isn't inevitable. but it is accelerating. Without reform, the nation risks becoming an oligarchy controlled by faceless corporations, where democracy is a facade and citizens are merely consumers. To reverse course, Americans must demand strong antitrust enforcement to break up monopolies, campaign finance reform to remove corporate money from politics, higher corporate taxes and the closing of loopholes, universal health care and a living wage for all workers, labor union protections to give workers back their voice, green energy investment to combat climate change. Conclusion: profits without a soul. Corporate greed has hollowed out the American spirit. It's a parasite that feeds on labor, democracy, and the environment. If left unchecked, it will lead to the total collapse of a once great nation. The death of America is not a future event. It is happening now, slowly and silently, one closed factory, one denied claim, one evicted family at a time. The question is no longer whether corporate greed is killing America. It's whether Americans will wake up in time to stop it.